Jay from Team DMA coming at you with another video. This video is going to be regarding the ban list as it came out early this morning. I didn't get a chance to post it or do my review on it, but I also wanted to give a special thanks and shout out to L7C, my favorite YouTuber. He's also in Team DMA, one of the best guys, very friendly, very nice. I've always promoted his channel. I've always said he's the best. And as you can see, his subscribers don't lie. He's going up the ranks really quickly, going past the 1K. So congratulations to him. And thank you so much, LC7 Zero Biggie, for letting us know before any other channel of the ban list. I did follow it, and he usually posts 1 hour to 2 hours before any other famous YouTuber does. So there's subscribers that there's channels that have 100,000 subscribers, 500,000, even 1 million subscribers, and this guy, he's always first. Anywhere from, I've seen 1 hour earlier to 2 hours max. After 1 hour, 2 hours pass, then everybody else uploads it. But he's always on the watch on my time. I live over here on Cali. It's a bit difficult to catch it because we usually wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning. But by that time, the ban list already came out earlier than that. I'm not sure when it comes out. It might be around 6 or something like that, because when I woke up, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was almost 8, it was 7 something, and the ban list was already out for at least 2-3 hours, so I'm sure it came out really early. So thanks a lot. We're going to be moving along with the ban list. So here you have it, and it says effective from June 15th, 2023. So we're going to zoom in here. So we got Cyberstein at the very top. So if you don't know what that is, it's a monster. And basically you pay a lot of life points, 5,000 to be exact, and you special summon any fusion monster, the FTK, OTK. They don't want that to be happening. There's other decks that can do the FTK, OTK very easily, like Blue Eyes deck. There's the branded deck, and then the one that does it, the easiest is kind of a battle in between two. One of them is the Cyber Dragon deck, and the other deck would be what everybody commonly knows as Mad Think. So yeah, so moving on from there, a super heavy samurai scarecrow. So if you don't know this deck, you're probably living under a rock or haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh recently. I've told people for the last 2-3 months that this deck is going to end up being number one. It just needs the players to adapt to what's going on and adjust correctly, and this deck is going to be going up to the ranks. There's a lot of people who believe it's a lie, it's not true, but you just sit back and watch of what I say is going to be true, because every deck that I end up saying is going to be number one, after 2-3 months it becomes number one. That's just what it is, because I don't base it off of feelings or my opinion. I base it off of actual facts. I do these decks and I see who has the most negations, interruptions, the decks that can go through all kinds of boards. And super heavy samurai is sick. So what they did was they stopped their link one. I believe this card's a link one. If you don't know what it does, basically they can make it very easily come on like a link one. And then it just says if you don't have any spells or traps in your graveyard, you can special summon a monster from the graveyard. Now I don't remember if it's at level 4 or less. I don't remember exactly what level, but basically this facilitates for them to be putting like a nasty board to where they link a monster, activates and send it to the graveyard, it chains, and then from there, from the link chains to bring out special summon, and then by the time you notice you're in trouble, they're already on their 12th monster, and then they start synchroing. And making some extremely nasty monsters to where they're bored together with their hand, the hand traps in their hand, and their synchros. You know, they have multiple negations and effects. It's pretty nasty, man. It's pretty nasty. So yeah, they stopped that. So that's gonna stop some of their combos, but not the majority of their combos. But it is a card, and they're gonna start hitting it little by little as they notice Super Heavy Samurai is broken deck. Now, a card that everybody was talking about that's actually very hilarious. If you've never followed my channel since the year 2020, I built a Dark Magician budget deck, and I've given some of those decks for free in all my duels. The only known Dark Magician player to compete against the first place, the regionals and nationals, and there is no deck that I cannot beat as long as it exists. It doesn't matter what type of deck. Probably the only deck that I can't beat is probably like an Exodia, because I don't do any hand traps, and that would definitely hurt them. Or if I have an ability to rob some cards from their hand or banish some of them from the graveyard. But the Kashtira deck I said, you know, 3-4 months before anybody else did that it would be number one, and people said it's not true, and it ended up being number one. Well, I would say like 99.9% of Dark Magician players are afraid of this deck, and when you go to their channel, there is no recorded duels of them dueling it. If you see these duels, they usually end up with a Dragoon, and then the Kashtira just get rid of the Dragoon easy. Even though a lot of people tell you that they can't beat the Dragoon, they're all lies. Dragoon's extremely super weak, and Dark Magician players are very afraid of the Kashtira deck. If you don't believe me, type it in and you'll see. And a lot of people, they cheat by not showing you the tier 0 version of it, which is you have no Dragoon because they already removed the 3. So that's how you can tell if they're fake channels or not. Like if you come to my channel, I don't even summon Dragoon and I win against them because they remove all the Dragoon, but I never needed him because my deck is Dark Magician, not Dragoon. So they hit the Mind Hacker number 89, which is hilarious because now all your extra deck monsters will be saved. Now, because of that, we are already aware that there might be an increase on the hand traps that say, I don't remember off of my head, I think it's Winter Cherries. I could be wrong, but there is a lot of cards that can still hit the extra deck and they can remove extra deck monsters. So be careful with that. Make sure you have yourself at least a playset of those hand traps or any card that removes extra deck, because the Kashtira might want to start implementing those cards so that they can continue removing your extra deck monsters in substitute of number 89, the Mind Hacker. But there is cards that do the same thing as he does, like I said. But you're going to have to check those effects out. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know, and we'll take a look at the rest of the cards that are similar to that. But they do basically the same thing. And people are going to argue, say, yeah, but it doesn't do it face down and from your deck. It's true. But that's the whole point of it being forbidden, because they're not, if they hit one, they have to hit the 2, right? So they're only going to hit the card that has the most issues. So in this case, it's the Mind Hacker. Now, the other card that we're looking at here is a Pointer of the Red Lotus. So this card had been relatively cheap for a while. I didn't check the current prices, but I'm sure they were somewhere around $5 to $8 per card. If you don't know what it is, it's a trap card. Basically, it says look at your opponent's hand, and then I think till the second standby phase or first standby phase, that card's banished. So basically, they can't play it. They can use it on Nash or anything that you don't like. They just trigger it, like a Red Eyes Fusion. That would be hilarious. They just remove it from play, and that's that. You can't play. You have to wait till the future, or you have to have a second copy. So that's pretty funny. They noticed that was problematic card, so they got rid of it. The other card is Branded Explosion. So if you don't know what it is, it's a trap card. So basically, lucky for me, I started playing the branded deck. So what I've noticed from the branded deck, and I have to finish the video because it's gone pretty long, I try to keep these short, it's a bunch of fusions, and you just FTK OTK with the deck, and there's a lot of combos. It's extremely complicated to play, even though more than 95% of branded players will lie to you and tell you it's the easiest deck. Everyone who starts Yu-Gi-Oh! Should start on it. All of those things are lies. It's one of the most complicated decks, and a lot of people, they lose because they don't know the intricacy of the deck. They don't know the follow combos. They don't know how to do proper sequence. It's very complicated, and I've been playing it and I've been learning, and it is complicated because you have 3 to 6 effects in your hand plus 3 to 6 effects in the graveyard, and they all revolve against you sending cards from the extra deck to the graveyard. So it's pretty nasty, and it has good draw power if you implement draw power into it to top it off. Also, there's recursion with cards that you send to the remove from play deck. So it's pretty broken. And they stopped one of their cards. The only card that got hit was this one, their trap card. So basically it says, I believe it says tribute fusion summon monster on your field. Then they can select 2 monsters in the graveyard, and they have 2 options, either to bring them both in defense on your side of the field, or to bring one on your opponent's side of the field and bring the other one on your side of the field. So why is this card so broken? So a lot of people started figuring out on the budget deck that you can play Raw's Disciple. If you don't know what that is, it's a Wind Dragon of Raw card. Basically, he summoned to the field, and it says the owner of this card cannot special summon. So what they would do is they would trigger the Branded Fusion or any card that was sent Raw from either your hand, Raw's Disciple from your hand, or the deck to the graveyard. And then the Branded deck is super hyper easy to do, like a walk in the park. And then they would trigger this. They would special summon one of their good monsters and then give you the Rotten Egg. They would give you Ross Disciple, and then that would lock you into special summons that you would automatically lose, because after that they would special summon 5 times with way over 15,000 of attack to just kill you. So yeah, they stopped that card. So that's pretty much the recap on the Forbidden. Here on the limited, the cards that we have, to be honest with you, for the limited, I don't really care at all. You can read it for yourself. Blaster Dragon, Roller of Infernos. Then you have the Mathmic Circular, the Spy Frame Gamma. So if you don't know what that is, it's pretty powerful hand traps that people were playing. So they're at 2. And then DeLong, first of the Yin Yang, and then Kashtira, Bryce Hart, and then here you go. Here's, they actually gave us the card they possess. I know it's blurry. But yeah, you can look that up. And then you got Pearly, Delicious, Memory, Natura, Sacred Tree. So the tree is a problem because it basically lets you tribute something, and then you can special summon a level 4 Natura monster from the graveyard. And basically, you already know they're going to be using their either insect cards or their Natura to make Natura, which you can't play any more spells. And Dark Magician players don't have any duels with this deck. They don't have any duels with a lot of decks because they can't beat them. Like when a Flundereeze was at full power, there's no existing duels that exist. A full power Flundereeze or anything full power, Dark Magician players cannot beat these decks. Now for me, these decks are very super weak. It's easy to beat them because I know how to play the Dark Magician deck, but a lot of people struggle against these decks. So this deck, they stopped that because they believed that it was too broken. So that pretty much recaps everything. That's pretty much, excuse me, pretty much in a nutshell. When you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And then also, like I said, special thanks to LC7 crew from Team DMA. And I'm going to be making a follow-up video in case you didn't see my other video where I finally revealed my AC-130. And that was the current format of today. Obviously, the formats that I make are always set up in mind to never be hit by the ban list. So that's what I love about my AC-130. They, year after year, like 3-4 years in a row, there's ban lists with semi-limited, forbidden, limited, and they never hit the AC-130 because the AC-130 is fixed so that there's no cards that are broken, and it's still broken deck. The only card that was hit on it was Mystic Mine, but it didn't affect us at all because we have Mystic Mine in a form of a trap. So I was already playing that. So it didn't really affect us at all. All I did was added it back in main deck day because it was on the side and it didn't matter. But that's pretty much it, you guys. Hopefully you liked the video. And like I said, on the next video, if you guys want, comment down below and I can make a video showing you the extra deck of examples of cards that you need compared to like what you want, because what you want is not what's needed. It's like everybody wants gold or Temeria Supermodel, but that's not what you need. What you need is just a good card to go to work and back, and also just a good wife. So, which is very hard to find. So yeah, so pretty much that's it. And like I said, I'll be doing that on the extra deck, showing you examples of good boss monsters that are cheap, and then also boss monsters that are expensive, and then just tech that you can add to the Dark Magician deck. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And with that having been said, Dark Magic attack.